You're listening to the Biohackers World podcast.
Hello, my name is Anna Tavela. I'm a pharmacist and health coach, and I work with women, mostly in perimenopause, looking for healthier way of life. So today, I'm here interviewing Lea Llovio, and could you please introduce yourself, please?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. My name is Lea Llovio, and I am a conscious wellness expert. I work with individuals who really want to optimize their life to the highest level. Many of my clients are people that you know, world leaders, longevity leaders, celebrities, athletes, high performers, and many biohackers as well. And some of the things that we work on are the mental, emotional, and spiritual states of physical healing. So we work on thought processes that actually help elevate and accelerate the healing process. Because without the mind being engaged, without us managing our thought processes, it's very difficult for even the highest level of biohacks, technology, supplements, medication, peptides to work unless you really get your mindset in the right place. And it is extraordinarily important to actually get your physical body optimized, your hormones optimized, like the work that you do, so that you are really at your best, to really perform at your best, to give your best to life, to give your best to the people that you serve and those that are all around you.
Okay, that's great. Just saying that we are here in Chicago in the Biohackers World conference. So it's nice to having this conversation about mindset specifically, because mindset is totally related with health. So one question I have is regarding your clients that go to see you, are looking for you. What kind of problems they are facing that you help them to solve?
Absolutely. So what happens for a lot of people, we are all struggling, trying to achieve something, right? Everyone comes to this world with a purpose. You may discover your purpose when you're very young or much older in life. And then sometimes you go, and you start to achieve, and you achieve more of your goals and your dreams. And sometimes with what happens with some of my clients is that once they've gotten to a certain level of success, notoriety, and they're really achieving everything they want, they have a beautiful relationship, they have success in their careers, they're making an impact. Sometimes something happens to them where they start to have certain shortcomings in their physical health. They start to have symptoms out of nowhere, and they really don't understand where these symptoms are coming from. And what we learned through my processes with working on people's thought processes for many, many years is that many people have limitations on what they believe they are allowed to have. They become almost guilty about their success, about how lucky they are, even though they've worked very hard to achieve all of these levels of success. But there's like this little bit of guilt. And then when people have this feeling of guilt, they start to have symptoms in the physical body, because everything that you think creates an emotion, which creates energy, which creates frequencies, which we're going to talk about, the quantum shifts in your physical body, in your environment, in your life, and in absolutely everything that you do.
Okay, you mentioned the quantum shifts. Can you explain what is it, and what is about, and how we can identify if we are in this kind of imposter syndrome that puts us on this energy level kind of thing?
Absolutely, and that you said the key word, imposter syndrome, right? So no matter how confident somebody seems, no matter how outgoing they seem or how accomplished they are, everyone gets a little bit of that imposter syndrome, unless you've had an extraordinary life where you were just, had the best childhood with the right food, and you have the perfect brain chemistry, the perfect hormones, the perfect gut microbiome, and all the support in the world. There is that little bit of that imposter syndrome. So when it comes to quantum shifts, quantum energy, quantum physics, everything is energy, and we are made of energy. Our cells literally react to the energy inputs that you put into them. Now, in longevity and anti-aging, in cellular medicine, we always talk about the inputs into the body, right? What are you putting into your body? And especially in cellular medicine, they talk a lot about the energy that goes into the cells of the body. Now, you have many ways of inputting energy into the cells of your body. Some of the ways that you input energy is through the things that you see. What do you allow yourself to look at all of the time? What are you looking at? Are you looking at the good things in life or the bad things in life? What are you listening to? This is another input. Everything that you hear. Are you listening to things that uplift you, or are you listening to things that can actually depress you? The other thing is, what are you taking in through your mouth, and what are you saying out of your mouth? So all of these are energetic inputs into your body that are literally tangible and physical. Then there are the thought processes. Whatever you're thinking is also an input. Anything that creates energy actually goes into the cells of your body. Now, where does the quantum shift come in? Most people are quite intimidated by quantum physics, for example. They think it's so scientific. They think it's just very intimidating and that you have to literally be a scientist to understand quantum physics or quantum shifts. The way I have seen it shift people's lives is that you are the master of all of the quantum energy that you create in your life. You are the scientist, and you are the energy inputter of what creates the frequencies that creates the quantum shift. So the quantum shift means that if you had an illness, for example, a physical illness, and you decided that you were going to see a hormone specialist, a functional medicine specialist, someone to really help you with your thought processes, with how you actually process what's happening to you in your life. At that moment, you created an energy shift. Every time you do something positive to help your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, and your spiritual body, you're putting new energy inputs into your consciousness and into every cell in your body. So then what happens? That energy, as soon as you act on the energy, because you changed the thought process, you changed the inputs into the body, now you take an action because you have a new energy that you're working from. Now you're putting a different source of energy into what you think, what you eat, what you see, what you hear, and especially what you say. That energy is what becomes frequencies. As soon as you act on the energy becomes frequencies. Those frequencies are now all over your body, inside your cells, in your emotions. Even your soul starts to feel those frequencies. Those frequencies are the ones that go into the quantum energy fields in yourself and in the world, and that becomes the quantum shift from illness to wellness, from depression to happiness, from depletion to fulfillment.
Mm-hmm. That's very interesting. And how is like the first step for a person that wants to, like the person is feeling stuck and wants to change, to have this shift? What do you recommend to start?
Absolutely. I always say two things. One is the inputs, right? So get the help that you need. If you are in a toxic environment, if you are physically ill, you have to optimize your physical body. I have worked in the spiritual, mental, emotional realm for decades. And I will tell you that my clients who optimize the physical body are deeply fulfilled, because these are people that are already willing to do the mental, emotional, and spiritual work. But guess what? If you have somebody, for example, and you're an expert at hormones, if you take a person who's, and this is from one of my favorite doctors that I work with who is a hormone expert, she says, if I take a woman who has poor hormones, no matter what else I do with her, she's not going to stop being anxious or depressed. We've got to get the hormones optimized. So that's one of the steps. We are made of hormones. We've got energy, we've got hormones, we've got brain chemistry. So if your hormones aren't optimized, it's really hard to get your brain chemistry optimized. So I always say, optimize your physical body, because when you optimize your physical body, this gives you the ability, like let's just say you want to become a person who works out every day. You want to become a person who meditates every day. Well, you're not going to feel like doing that if your body feels like garbage. So it's one, having the thought process of, okay, I'm going to start to do something to help my physical body get optimized. And two, taking the action even if you don't feel like it. Just take one action, any action that is going to make your life better. Any action that you take towards making your life better, you created a new spark of energy, and that can be the one that will create a quantum shift in your life that will shift absolutely everything.
That's great. And when we talk about energy, I think a lot about the environment that this person is living in, is working. If you said that you have clients with burnout and these very mental problem situations caused by their lives, we are all juggling all the time. So how do you recommend a person to take care of the environment to resonate in their health?
Absolutely. So number one, I always say you have to be very practical, right? So you have to look at what can I actually control in my life. Some people, you may be a mother, a father, a politician, you may be a teacher, you may be a doctor, and you may have many responsibilities to many people. Now, I do not believe in harsh changes. It's shocking to your system if you suddenly say, oh, I need to get better, so I'm getting rid of all of these toxic people right now. Well, guess what? You have no control over the other people. The only person that you have control over is yourself. And so one of the things that I work on, especially with my doctors and with the medical staffs, is how to have tools to help you be able to serve people 100%, give your all to help people heal without experiencing burnout. Doctors, health practitioners, coaches, they actually end up having more burnout than anyone else. And what happens a lot of the time is people say, wait a minute, you know all the peptides, you know all the protocols, you're a biohacker, why are you not feeling well? Well, guess why? Because those people are the ones that are not taking care of themselves, because all they're doing all day long is giving, giving, giving. So I generally give them tools, and it starts from how you start your day every day. It is whatever your spiritual or non-spiritual belief, you are absolutely blessed to have one more day. If you landed one extra day on the planet, you literally have a chance to change your entire life and to change many people's lives. So one of the shifts that I ask my clients to do is just start with gratitude. And I know that sounds cliche, and everyone in the world's talked about gratitude, but I also make it very small. So I always say you start with 3 breaths in the morning, 3 things you're grateful for, and you set 3 intentions, but not 3 intentions just for your own goals. You set 3 intentions for your own goals, and you set 3 intentions for how you want to serve the world, for the people that you serve. Because when you come from a place of fullness to your work life, then you come full. And guess what? Your cells actually react to this. So the cells in the body, going back to cellular medicine, your cells either feel depleted, feel starving, feel like, oh, there's not enough for me and there's not enough for anyone else. I'm just giving, giving, giving. But if you start your day with these 3 things, 3 breaths, 3 things you're grateful for, and then 3 intentions for yourself and 3 intentions for others, now you're coming full. And guess what happens? The cells in your body start to dance. And the cells in your body literally say, oh my gosh, I have things to be grateful for. I have intentions for myself. I have intentions for other people. I must be really rocking life. I must be doing really good. So your cells and the stress in your body suddenly releases, and this is how you're able to heal. Then when you go into your workplace, for example, I ask my clients, no matter what they do, to think of their workplace as a sacred place. Don't think of your workplace as an office. And I don't care if you do Zoom calls or if you go to an office, if you have 20 people in your office or if it's just you. Any space that you go to where you are going to do a job, you're going there to serve others. Anywhere you go to serve others becomes a sacred space. And so I ask them to shift their mindset. I'm not going to work. I'm going to this sacred sanctuary space that can create goodness, healing, that might help other people really elevate their lives. Those are 2 things that I think are really important: how you view your work life and how you start your day. We also talk about what you do in between your day. So for example, you and I are engaging right now. So you and I are currently attached. There's an energy field around us that is attaching us. You have my attention, I have your attention. Everywhere you go, all day long, you are attaching to people. And some people are in a really good mood, and some people are having a hard time in life, and they might be depressed, and they might be having things that they're dealing with that you know nothing about, right? And maybe they take it out on you, and you have no idea why. Well, the moment that as wellness practitioners, doctors, leaders, anything that we do in life, that we take it personally, what other people do, guess what? They get a hook in us. And that hook is called, there was a book called Virus of the Mind. So as soon as you allow negativity to hook into you, it becomes a virus in your mind. And what do viruses do? They replicate, and they replicate fast. That's their job, right? So now this person came to you with the negativity. You allowed them to hook into you, you engaged in it, and now it's going to spread. Versus, as soon as you see that, if you can see that this is just a human being that is obviously going through something difficult, and you can detach, right? If you work with the people, you have to attach to them while you're working with them. But then you have to detach in between each client, each engagement, and you have to clear yourself and not take on any of their negative energy. Then guess what? There's no hooks in you. And the other thing is that now you are still whole, you still feel good, and the next person that you get to have the privilege to be of service to gets your full positive energy as well.
That's great, because when you think about biohacking, you always think about buying something, right? And this is for free. It's your mindset. It's inside you. So I really appreciate that, because it comes from inside out. If you feel good, you go look for good things for you. And how do you think we could shift this way of hooking bad things inside of us? Because sometimes it's like unconscious, subconscious.
Absolutely.
So how could you be aware and change the subconscious, being conscious about the problem to solve it?
Absolutely. So nothing that I teach is difficult, really, and nothing takes a long time. One of the reasons for that is because life is in session, right? We are all working, we are all trying to do what we're doing. Some of us are just trying to feed our family, and some of us are trying to change the entire world. So you can't avoid the things that happen throughout the day. But what you can do is, if the moment that you realize my thoughts have a lot of power, everything that I think is going to create a chemical reaction in my brain. And that chemical reaction, again, we'll go back to, it came from whatever thought I had. That chemical reaction is the one that's going to create an energy that could possibly make my life much better or make my life much worse. It could literally drag me down. So one is just accepting the fact that there's one thing that you can control. Those are your thoughts. And to really just decide, look, if you don't believe in it, no problem. But I'm very practical. If there's a slight possibility that having more positive thoughts might make your life better, why would you not just make the attempt to change your life one thought at a time? Now, here's where people run into trouble. They say, oh, that's it. I'm going to be the most positive person in the world. I'm going to think positive, and then someone comes and just is really mean to you.
Doesn't work.
Right? And let's just say you reacted that day. So the most transformational thing anyone can do in life is have extreme radical self-acceptance. Radical self-acceptance. And I don't care what you've done. I don't care where you've been. I don't care if you said something you shouldn't have said and it was really bad. But to have the consciousness to say, look, I'm a human, I reacted, I probably have all this garbage from the past, right? So you're reacting from all the stuff from your entire life and from everything that's ever happened to you. And to say to yourself, wow, I did not want to do that. But you know what? I am on the path. I'm doing my best. I'm trying, and I'm going to do better tomorrow. And so I will leave you with one of these things, this quote that is one of my favorite teachers that I had the blessing to work with. And I've been blessed to work with some of the most extraordinary healers and thought leaders in the world throughout my life. You're not trying to be better than anyone else.
If every day you can just be a little bit better than you were yesterday, just by you being a little bit better than you were yesterday, you will change your entire life, and you have the capacity to change the lives of thousands, if not millions of people, just by doing a little better every day and being kind to yourself.
That's a great message. Thank you so much for all this contribution, Lea. It was amazing talking to you. Very nice meeting you.
Thank you, Anna.
And thank you, everyone, for being with us. Hope to see you soon.
We love the Biohackers World. We really loved it in LA. We love it here in Chicago, especially because this is a new market that's opening up now. And then Miami, of course, was phenomenal last year, and we're looking forward to this year on November 1st and 2nd, which will be an amazing event. I think it's going to be huge and really exciting.